Today's stream, we're going to be playing a little bit of Abzan Sacrifice. This is a little similar to the Golgari Sack deck I built the other day, featuring the new Planeswalker Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. But today's build, we're going to be delving into a third color again. The last time we did a third color, it was red for Mayhem Devil and Blood Tithe Harvester. This time, we're trying Voice of Resurgence as a premier 2-drop to sacrifice that's also protective against instant speed removal, as well as sweeper effects, and counter spells. Now, what this body does, though, is that once you start sacrificing this to Priest of Forgotten Gods, not only is it 2 bodies, but the second body is enormous. It actually just lets you kill your opponent so easily, and the fact that it's a 2-drop means that we can minus Tyvar to get it back. So I'm looking forward to using Priest of Forgotten Gods over and over again, and making sure that I make huge tokens with Voice. Now, the other white card in the deck we're going to be starting with is Extraction Specialist. One of the easiest ways to lose in this deck is to have your opponent kill your Priest of Forgotten Gods. But as we know with Tyvar, we can usually get it back. So how about a couple more ways to get it back, right? Extraction Specialist seems like a natural fit. If you're doing the chain with Priest of Forgotten Gods, you can sack any 2 creatures essentially, bring them back, bring 1 or 2 back with Extraction Specialist over the few turns, and just have more food. So it kind of counts as one of those 2-for-1 creatures. You know, we've cut Lazotep Reaver in favor of some of these cards, and we've added another color, so the mana is going to be a little bit stretched. So in order to compensate for that, I've added Scrap Heap Scrounger. Not only is Scrounger colorless to cast, which can be used off of Priest of Forgotten Gods, but the second half is actually a great use for the extra mana that Priest can generate, to just let you keep bringing creatures back to keep sacrificing. Now, this does eat up the graveyard a little bit, so we might not have enough stuff for Tyvar, Extraction Specialist, and Scrap Heap Scrounger, but I'm hoping that we do. Now, this deck is all tied neatly together with Collected Company. We're playing Tyvar and Collected Company as our non-creatures. We have 30 creatures. I think that's right in the sweet spot. We only have the 1 basic, so if we play against a Field of Ruin deck, we could run out. We are playing 2 Mana Confluence to help us play turn 1 Elf and have white and black and green on 2 and 3. Otherwise, we're doing, mostly these fast lands, Blooming Marsh, Razorverge Thicket, Concealed Courtyard, with some shocklands thrown in like Overgrown Tomb and Temple Garden. This is the main deck. The sideboard, 2 more Extraction Specialists for when our opponents are being extremely interactive with things like Rakdos Midrange. 1 Canker Bloom. This is a disenchant effect that is able to be brought back with Specialist and Tyvar. So I wanted to keep at least 1, but we're kind of replacing the disenchant effects with Knight of Autumn. In a Collected Company deck, having creatures be the spell effects that you need, like interactive, is really good. And Knight of Autumn acts as our disenchant effect, but can come in a number of matchups whenever we have bad cards. Often you play against decks with no creatures, you can cut Priest of Forgotten Gods and just bring in Knight of Autumn if there's nothing else to bring in. Sending Collector is our last white card. This is a enters the battlefield ability that's going to work nicely with Collected Company. It has a colorless in the cost, so we can play Elf on 1 and then maybe send Collector on 2 as long as we started with a dual land. And it's going to allow us to disrupt our opponent if they're a combo or control deck while adding a body to the board. And that's really important for things like Collected Company, because you just want as many bodies hitting the table as possible. And you want as many creatures doing the things that you need them to do. Our non-creature card in the sideboard is Fatal Push. I think against many of the aggro decks we play against, I'm going to be considering cutting Tyvar and bring in Fatal Push. Things like Mono White and Mono Red do a great job of attacking Tyvar and validating it. Spirits actually does that too. Spirits attacks the Planeswalkers quite well. So I might be cutting them for Fatal Push in all those matchups. But this is Tyvar Abzan Sacrifice. Let's go ahead and play League. All right, pretty good opener. We'll keep. And Mana Confluence might deal some damage, but we'll play it last if we can help it. Put us on 6 cards. Yeah, what's up, dude? What would you like me to call you? I don't want to call you Doo-Doo, you know? It's Doo-Doo Prack or something. I just want something to call you that's not Doo-Doo, you know? It just sounds so bad. Would you consider Baby Jason Tyvar? I mean, that's a different build, but it's one I've thought about. I just haven't done it. All right, well, we're probably dead. That's fun. Yeah, I think Lotus Field's a pretty bad matchup. The any matchup where Priest of Forgotten Gods activating doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't think it's great. We can obviously sweat through some of it, but the Lotus Field deck's just like pretty good at comboing fast. No one's ever beaten our Boral Grazer in the history of the game. I mean, we might beat it in the next 2 turns. If they don't have a Thespian Sage next turn to go again, we have a shot. All right, well, we're gonna have a really good turn here. All right, so let's go. We'll go. Should we Coco first? Should I even Coco? Should we go Tyvar Wosh Rider? So I can go Jubilant Brawler, Sack, Wosh Rider. Oh, I can do Jubilant Brawler and Coco, I think. Because I go 3. No, I have to minus on this and get lucky. Alright, let's go Wosh Rider. And then we'll play Wosh Rider into Tyvar probably. And then maybe next turn we'll Coco and go for Killish. We can also just Tyvar minus. So we've already played a land. So we'll go green. We'll go and get the elf back at the very least. I will get elf over Scrap Heap, I think. Maybe Scrap Heap attacking is good though, actually. So we can get a lot of damage in next turn. We can go maybe Zulaport, collect a company, and find a kill from 12. We need to probably find 1 or 2 more Zulaport cutthroats, but it's doable, I think. I think if we find 1 more Zulaport, we can do it. I just have to get lucky next turn, but with Tyvar doing the untap on the Priest, we can actually just maybe kill next turn. Sylvan Scrying. If it's just Sylvan Scrying for thing and tap and say go. If there's no I guess even if they do the we might still be there. Even if they play another Arboreal. Well, that might be it, chat. Alright, let's attack for 6. Alright, so we go. I think we go 2 Zulports first. Or maybe actually hold on, let's see, we go 1 Zulaport. So we go Edict you, sack these 2, cancel. I guess we can maybe bring back Scrap Heap Scrounger twice. I'm gonna call you Dupree. Alright, so here's what we can do. We go sack these 2, drain you for 4, bring back Scrap Heap Scrounger with the mana, play another, untap this, sack these 2. Alright, so if we, on their turn, let's see, so we can sack now, targeting them and ourselves. We sack, this is 2, 4, 5, 6. This is lethal. Alright, so we gotta go target you, target me. We sack these 2. Easy. See? It's doable. We just gotta figure it out. It's hard to figure out. There's a lot of little things like that you can do, especially with the Scrap Heap Scrounger. How's it sound in Portuguese? Just tuned in, deck looks sweet. Yeah, the Scrap Heaps I think are a great way to use the Priest mana. We didn't even need the Coco. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I needed the extra damage from the Scrap Heaps, I think. I don't think we need Extraction Specialist too badly. The Sins are pretty good. What's up, Patrick? Priest is like one of my easy kill cards, so I don't really want to let go of it. But they just have so few creatures that it doesn't really do anything that much. But it makes the deck run smoothly. Tyvar giving like virtual haste to stuff is kind of cool. Bringing back stuff is kind of cool. Maybe it's better to keep the priest over Tyvar's. That's probably fine. I don't know. Like the priests don't do a ton, but Tyvar doesn't really do a lot without priest either, right? So kind of little column say, little column saw. Could just trim like voice, but voice makes big tokens too, so. Alright, we'll trim some voices. It's more so just food, right? And it makes a big token that can attack. I don't know. We'll leave the priest because the priests are just so good at generating mana in the engine. And it makes stuff like scrap heap work or whatever, so that's why I'm curious about it. Mike Gilly, what's up? Alright. Lead off with the elf. Feels good not having people kill your mana creatures, yeah. I'm supposed to start calling you DDP. That's way cooler, yeah. Alright, do we just go for the turn 2 Sin Collector? They're probably gonna impulse, right? So maybe we just go for a priest elf. I like priest elf. That way we can maybe get mana going next turn with like Ghost Rider Sin Collector or so. Something like that. Do you have turn 1 elf preference? No, I just click the first one I think about. The first one that I see. They're the same card to me. That's okay? Yeah. I mean, if you're a fan of wrestling, you a good DDP. Oh, this song's a jam. I used to play Rock Band a bunch, and this would be the song that I'd be able to sing and play the guitar on it. This is at least 10 years ago now, though. It's been a long time since I played Rock Band, actually. Alright, so we'll go this thing. Alright, we'll see if we draw something cool. We'll just go for Sin Collector, and the next one we'll Coco looking for the kill with multiple Blood Artist type things. Or the pages are Hidden Strings. They have Needle, Staged, Vizier. Definitely poor. I mean, this is like a pretty great turn 3 or whatever, right? If they're just an elf deck, they're losing their elf, we're making them discard stuff. This draw is like pretty strong. Obviously, our opponent's not interacting with us, but if they were interacting with us, we'd be kind of ramping into Coco, right? I did Pum Daddy. I don't think we need that many sack outlets. Like, Ghost Rider is good enough and great by itself. I think if you wanted to build like a 2-drop heavy version with Rally the Ancestors or Return to the Ranks or whatever, you could play Cartel over Ghost Rider. But I really like Ghost Rider as a mana sink for Priest. Alright, so they stopped Priest from working. Alright, so now we'll just Sin Collector them again, I guess. I think that's better than playing Coco. It's like a guaranteed hit on Hidden Strings. Alright, so Vizier, Hope Tender. We'll just smash. And then next turn we should be able to find a kill. I think just the guaranteed take your Hidden Strings is better than playing a Coco. Because now that they needled this, it's like maybe a little harder to kill. Opponent's got no juice, I know. But they got Vizier. Vizier is pretty scary. Vizier always leads to powerful turns. Are you glad we finally got you a pie event for you to commentate? Yo, I'm so fucking stoked about Sunday. I'm really hyped about Saturday's Invitational Apex, but I am stoked for Sunday. I love doing commentary, and all I've wanted for a while is to do high level Pioneer commentary. Alright, well, they locked us down with the Hope Tender and the Vizier. Their last card is unknown. We can't use the Priest. They have another Pith and Needle. They're probably gonna name Woe Strider. So we'll just slam with everybody, play Coco. Jubilant Brawler. Okay, so they left us the Woe Strider, so now we can combo kill. We need Zulaports. Alright, Zulaport, Woe Strider, GG. They should have definitely named Woe Strider. They're gonna die because of it now. Alright, we're just gonna attack with everybody. They'll do some blocking. We'll lose like 2 creatures. Then we'll just kill them with Zulaport, Woe Strider, Varan. That's a GG. So a turn 4 to turn 5 kill against Lotus Field. The turn 4 kill, no disruption. The turn 5 kill, a ton of disruption. I thought that was a bad matchup. Maybe Sin Collector changes that. Interesting. I will keep this hand. It's a little painful with these in the Confluence. Alright. Turn 1 Steam Vents. You miss Quiznos? Me too. You know, there are still Quiznos around. I just think that they're all individuals now instead of a franchise or whatever. Mr. Kill Your Guy. Alright, maybe Creativity is not a good matchup. We'll see. Any 2-drops? Tilt. Next one, I'll probably Specialist back Elf just for the extra mana. Add some Containment Priest. That's not a bad idea. It does stop my own collecting company, though, and my reanimation stuff. So I don't know if it's worthwhile. Plus, they probably side the combo out. Alright, well, I'm going to go for Extraction Specialist, I guess. Might get countered. No 2-drops a bummer. Wish I had some sort of 2-drop to play there. Would have been nice. Okay. White Splash seems sweet? Yeah, I think it will be. Fable, okay. We'll probably bring in Knight of Autumn as well as some other stuff. I don't think this matchup's very good, though. But I don't know yet. Alright, I'm going to attack for 3. I'm very surprised they're trading. Alright, we'll go for Forgotten Gods and Woe Strider. I don't like casting Coco when I can just cast 2 things, or one very important thing. I try to save Coco for last unless I really need pressure. And I kind of need pressure, but Priest is what I want already. So the Coco doesn't really help that much because I've already found the thing I want. Alright, let's see if we die. I don't know why they would... I guess they drew for turn already? That's weird. I don't understand why they would do that then. Discard an Impulse, Spell Pierce. Alright. All right, so we'll go Zooport. We can Zooport Coco, assuming that they resolve. Consent to this love. All right, let's see if this gets countered. If it does, next turn we can Woe Strider, so we still got stuff going on. Makes sense. Matchup stuff, yes, I agree. I'm a pretty big fan too, Plasma. What about Hallowed Moonlight? I mean, you can do that if you want. I think discard's enough. Like, we already have Sin Collector, but maybe we want Thoughtseize as well. Big score, discard Wolf Spine Worm, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's bad for us, but it's better than being dead, I guess. All right, so we'll bring back Woe Strider probably. And let's see, they're at 12. We can sack the goat, put them to 10. Sack a Zulport, puts them to 8. So we're not that close to killing them yet. But we can maybe find a kill soon. We got to exile our whole graveyard, so our Tyvar gets a little worse, but I think it's worth since we have nothing else to do. No attacks. Hilliards, I thought it was pretty good for a while. I didn't like the gameplay patterns myself, and I didn't really want to put a lot of work into it or whatever. But it was pretty clear to me for a while that the creativity deck's been good, because every time I play against it, I'm like, fuck. You know, whenever you start to feel in trouble against stuff. All right, well, looks like we're dead. Very fun games, you know? So 30, can we get up? See, so we can prevent 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. Let's see if we can survive this. So that has trample, so there's no need to block with the goat because we're 100% sacking it. So we'll sack the goat. We'll probably sack one Zulaport because that gets us a +1. But I don't think we're surviving. This is 25 and we're stopping 5, so we're exactly dead. Bummer. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of one card combos in Magic, but I don't really know, man. The priest is like maybe cuttable here, but every time I don't have it in my deck, I regret it. I think I really am not sure how to sideboard in the matchup. Voice seems pretty good. Zulaport and Vran help you kill quickly, but maybe that's not what it's about. After sideboard, maybe it's more oriented towards just attacking with one creature a bunch or whatever. Since we're sin collecting and stuff. Maybe Night Autumn's not that good. Maybe if we cut these, we just like can't combo kill though, right? Maybe it's Sin Collector, Tyvar, stuff like this. You want Kangaroo Bloom? Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. I guess we can maybe trim Woe Strider since we cut the combo. Or cut the sack damage. It is Suname. It's I don't know if it's the exact list or whatever, but that is the build, the blue red creativity. All right. No elf. We got a couple Knight of Autumns for Fable though. Fable is a big part of their game plan. Not just the discard, but the both halves of the creature are important too. You think Mercure Spelldancer's Pioneer playable anywhere? You should check out my Patreon post from yesterday, Apex. I posted up a sweet looking list for you. If they have removal into counterspell, I mean, like I guess I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, right? Like if I go Tyvar and they counter it, like I don't know, man. You got me, I guess. You got the tater. It's fine. He gets enough credit, Suname. You don't need to always, correct yourself on shit like that. What's up, Raph? Yes, sir. What time y'all want to leave in the morning? You want to be in my house at like 9 o'clock? Tyvar resolved? That's crazy. Yes. Another removal spell. Dang. We going fun. Big Dog, what are you talking about, man? Do you know anything about Reed's career? My man was a natural order phenomenon at the beginning of his career in Legacy. His first top finish was a Grand Prix top 4 with Teamer Natural Order. Me and him talked about the deck a little bit. Reduke's the Jun brother. Yeah, but you don't have to play Jun in every event you ever play or whatever, Yeah, he's also an elves player, and this deck is not elves, but it is combo oriented, Only thing deep in me. Mm-hmm. Yo, Chris, thanks for the follow. All right, so they're gonna go for a big score. We're just gonna play Woe Strider. We have Hasted Priest now, though. So if they go for the big thing, we can maybe chew it up. Going wild on them. Yeah, this is why I don't want to cut Priest in basically any matchup, because once you have Priest down, your engine is just like kind of ridiculous. So next turn they can make the thing, and then we edict the 15 in response to the target, and then we untap and we edict Tyvar edict again. We need to maybe draw. I think we have enough creatures with Woe Strider though, so I think we're fine. I wonder if they know. I think we're about to beat the combo, chat. And even if it's 2 Hullbreaker Horrors. All right, we don't have a scrap heap to bring back, but that would be cool here, right? Sack inside the combo is beautiful. Yeah, it's honestly what I've been trying to set up for a sec, All right, so let's start with Edict you. We'll go untap you. We'll go elf, scrounger, tap for green. Let's see. We can go Woe Strider. We can go voice. Can we go voice Coco? We can go voice Coco. So maybe we just, if we voice Coco, maybe we Coco no voice. Maybe we voice Scrounger. We can't kill them this turn unless, I guess we can if we get lucky on the Coco. So I guess we should just go for Coco. Alright, we didn't get lucky, but that's okay. We could have hit like Priest maybe and killed them, so. Oh, I could have got back Scrappy too with the elves thing. See, there's little things you mess up all the time. Xenaghost is indestructible. We're just getting killed again, I think. They're just doing the combo again. Okay. That sucked. That's honestly still bad also. We could have had a Scrap Heap Scrounger coming in. All right, let's go make a 4/4. We're gonna lose, chats. We're gonna lose. Actually, big punted. Big punted, big punted. The extra Scrap Heap Scoundrel would be pretty huge here, honestly. It would make it so they couldn't really attack. We could have just floated a mana off the Llanowar Elves and then brought the Scrap Heap back. So next time, keep that in mind. This game should have been a little bit closer. We are dead, though. We're going to have to chump block this and still die. Yeah. Anger of the Gods. Tough one. Feels like you should be able to get that matchup. I mean, it's pretty hard, man. Like, they are a combo control deck and have very few things that look like creatures in their deck, so Priest is a bit worse than it should be. They kill you in weird spots where like they interact, and then kill you. I think the deck's just good, and we can maybe build our sideboard to beat it. But we don't. The tools we currently have aren't really for that matchup. We have some splash damage with our cards, but it's more important, I think, that we just have a broad spectrum of good stuff to try out since we're still in the deck building phase. All right, let's go Priest, I guess, and then if they kill that, we'll Tyvar it back. See if Tyvar resolves. It might get countered. I wonder if I should have played Woe Strider. I kind of wanted to try to get Tyvar down and minus to get Elf back. What's up, Russ? We tried Fiend Artisan? I have. It was pretty bad. It was just very mana intensive. All right, well, we get a guaranteed Elf back. I'm going to take the Zooport, though. Ram, thanks for follow. We do have a force in our deck, so the demolition field's not that big of a deal. Takes care of our white mana. Maybe I should have thought about that and played specialist instead. What's up, Spud? It's just really mana intense dragon. That's all. Narset. Okay. Alright, so we might get wheeled. Wheel would be kind of bummer. Fatal push, maybe they don't have a land. No land. What can we do? What can we do? Let's target Narset for a few so they can't minus again. I'm gonna go for Scrap Heap and Zulaport, and then plus on the Tyvar. And we're not gonna activate yet, obviously, but we want the threat of it anyway, in case something happens. My guess is they're just gonna minus on the, or push the priest. If they go push priest wheel, we can maybe still win. Push priest wheel is very scary though. Ritual of Soot. Alright, so there's no reason not to do this. Oh, I guess, yeah, they just lose 2 more life. Do they? No, this is 8 damage. If I Edict, that's 2. We have to sack these 2. That's 4, 6, 7, 8. It's the same. And I don't draw a card anyway. I do draw a card because it's their turn. I do draw a card. Okay. Alright, this is better. Alright. At least this doesn't have planeswalkers. Some sweepers lately have been hitting planeswalkers. It's like really fucking annoying. Alright, we can bring back the Scrap Heap too. That's sick. God damn, Scrap Heap's good. Alright, I'm glad I put this in the deck. This has been good so far. I've messed up once and I almost messed up there too. Alright, let's go white. Extraction specialist. Bring back priest. We'll go attack for Narset down. Then we'll make them sack these 2. And then we can just play Woe Strider. We can untap this thing. That interaction sold you on Scrounger? Yeah, me too. I wasn't sure on it, but now I am. You're gonna wrath this again? Easy. Send Collector X4 for sure. Extraction Specialist X2 for sure. This is another matchup where all of our... We just don't really need the Drain. The Drain is really good in game 1. Lets you kill from a lot of spots. But once our creatures can interact and do the thing we need, we don't really need them anymore. I think I'm going to try my Priest, actually. Keep the Woe Strider. Would this be the final deck? What do you mean? Is this the best iteration of Tyvar Sack? No. That's not how Magic works. It'll always change. Always be changing. Are you liking 3-color of Golgari? It is not as painful or as bad for missing as I thought it might be. So far, so good. I'm not sure if Scrounger's worth a spot in the 2-drop version. It might be better than Lazotep, but I had a lot of spots where Lazotep was huge for me, so I'm hesitant to say that you should cut it, you know? We'll just go for the turn 2 Woe Strider. If they want to censor it, I'm fine with it since we have the Coco. What's the plan versus White Weenie? Get down an early Priest. Edict them a bunch. They have a hard time winning through your wall of creatures. I don't think the White Weenie matchup's that tough, to be honest. I've beaten it a couple times with the Golgari version. It was fine. Especially if they're not going to play Brave the Elements. All right, let's go Ghost Rider and Elf. And hope we don't get wheeled. Still hung up with your target deck? I liked the target deck. It was just kind of rough against Rakdos, but... Well, let's hope they don't have a Black Source this turn. Cycle Sensor is great. Well, it makes sense if you think about it, though. The Brave the Elements are like a good game one card because they're protection or falter. But if your opponent's not interacting with you, it's not very good. All right, so we're going to go attack. Attack Narset, attack face. And we'll go Godless Shrine. Say go. They're going to go in a turn Demolition Field. We'll float a green. Or float Go Get Forest. Okay. Oh, did they not realize they don't have 2 black? They messed up, and it's going to cost me the game, probably. Oh, cost them the game. That's fine. GG. All right. I'll keep. No 1-drop, though, but we are on the play. I think that's fine. Tyvar against Rakdos to Mono Green. I think they're both good matchups. We were doing pretty well against Rakdos with the Golgari build. It felt like they had trouble keeping Priest off the table. I think the white exacerbates that quite a bit. We'll get Priest down. Another control deck, man. I just want one of my opponents to play a creature on turn 1 so that my Priest might do something, you know? Me too, Rosie. We're leaving tomorrow morning bright and early, so it should be good. Good and fun. I'm going to go ahead and get this Tyvar down before things get sticky. I'm going to minus and try to get lucky on a creature. We hit Vran. Perfect. We could have went Elf and then played another Elf, but I think Vran's going to be better here against Blue-White for just chip damage. Will there be coverage? Absolutely. Ross and I are going to be doing it. There's the link if you want to go follow them. Such a winner's day. All right, we can play around Censor. Let's go Woe Strider. All right, we'll get a Vran hit. I'm going to play a Zulaport in case they go for a Wrath. I mean, they just take a bunch, and then I can maybe untap and Coco. If they don't Wrath me here, I might end up turn sack something. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do if they're not Wrathing? Sin Collector in. Knight of Autumn Extraction Specialist Cankerbloom in. Get these out. They're going to do a bunch of exiling. Get all the priests out. I like the Tyvar. We're going to trim a Woe Strider, though. Hell yeah, Russ. I'm a big fan of Tyvar, man. I think you should give it a shot if you haven't already. I think I want another 1-drop, though. I feel like the 8 elves isn't enough. Like, maybe you want the elf Jasper Sentinel. I think that's what it's called. We'll keep this. It's a little wonky, but what are you going to do? Mulligan every hand with lands and spells against Blue-Eye Control? I don't think so. That's a good draw. Maybe it'll resolve. Keck W. What'd I say? I thought I said Jasper Sentinel. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Cycle Shark Typhoon. Perfect. That means they're in trouble. Yeah, the Left Shark Beasts were pretty good. Maybe I should reconsider them for this version. But I like the white. I like the white a bunch. All right, we're going to send collect. Time to collect. They didn't counter last turn. Absorb Jawari Supreme Verdict and Emperor. We'll take the Absorb. It's so hard to read their hand. Helmet, thanks for the follow. Alright, we'll just send collector them again, I guess. Take the Supreme Verdict. I guess they can Azorius. Nice, Russ. It's cool, man. Alright, so we'll go for another Sin Collector, I guess. Since we can take the Verdict, they'll probably play the One Ring Emperor. I think we're going to lose to the One Ring Emperor, though. Leads me to believe that the Sin Collectors aren't very good, and maybe I should be considering something else. I'm not sure what, though. Alright, we'll trade. It's, like, pretty hard for us to punch through this, I think. Alright, we'll just keep doing it, I guess. They'll trade, and then they won't have anything to plus on, and we can maybe punch through next turn. I was a little bit. It bummed me a little bit too, MLK. That was a good draw. All right, let's start with Voice and see if they react. All right, now we'll go attack the Wandering Emperor, and then in response to this, we'll Besage them. This was like honestly an incredible draw. Freebooter? Freebooter's worse than Sin Collector, I think. Mostly because they don't get their thing back, right? Sin Collector's permanent. I think maybe it's Goose. Maybe I should be playing some number of Goose in the main deck. What's the Foretell card? And the Verdicts. Alright. We should have not F6, but it is what it is. Alright, so we can just Woe Strider from the graveyard. We can Coco. We can Extraction Specialist. Most mana efficient is probably Woe Strider. Most fun is Coco, though. Kager Bloom, Scrap Heap, I guess. Well, I could be good. I mean, not in matchups like these, I don't think. I mean, you could just play like the Paulo card. What's it called? All right, Behold the Multiverse. They put one top, one bottom. Laid it on arms on the token. That's fine. All right, here comes an attack for 6. See if we get edicted. Or maybe they're probably gonna play another Wandering Emperor. I hope it's not what you calls it. Don't go. We're gonna shock and Woe Strider so I don't get hit with a sensor or whatever. Maybe, but I think that they're all just pieces of the same puzzle or whatever. Like we're just using the graveyard in a number of ways, and like just because we can like pick and choose, you know, it's like playing Treasure Cruise in your Jace Vryn's Prodigy deck or whatever, you know, like it seems like it has negative synergy, but it's fine. See, so like we'll attack this turn and then we can bring back Voice. All right, well, let's just hope they don't have it. They didn't have it last turn. All right, see what they do. My guess is that they minus and eat something. Oh, I thought that they were going to do something else. All right, that's fine. We're gonna Extraction Specialist back the voice, and then we're gonna buy the Jegman. Bye, Scrappy. All right, let's stack with the Extraction Specialist. Hope it's not Shark Typhoon. All right, we're just gonna play the Jegman. I want to save the Extraction Specialist with the Canker Bloom for later. Voice is looking all right. Leaving stuff behind when it dies. Definitely gonna keep. I have blindness for this card. I can't see it when it's in my opener. It's really weird. This weird alt art stuff. I kind of want to blind minus, but then they can just attack it for one. So I'm just gonna untap Elf and say go. If they kill Elf next turn, we can just minus bring back Elf and then play Coco. Well, Montana, we're not sure yet. This is the first league I've played with the Abzan variants, but so far it looks pretty good. The white cards seem nice. The mana base isn't too bad. I think the mana base could use a little help. Suname, thanks for 2 months. I appreciate your work on Tyvar. I just started getting into Pioneer. Your content is super helpful. Yeah, thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Stormseeker. All right, we'll just let Tyvar get hits. Still alive. We can use it to plus. We can go Woe Shatter plus Scrap Heap Scrounger next turn, but I think I'm just going to go for a big Coco and see if I can hit Priest and just chew him up. All right, so we had Van Zulport, not the best. Todd, you with me the other night playing that Radical Teamer turns list? I was playing Rogues. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, that deck was fun. I did that one off stream chat. You're never gonna see that build either. That one was just for Anfear. Mostly because it didn't work out that well, but it did some cool stuff. I was doing Escape to the Wilds with Mind Splice Apparatus. You think we'll start seeing more 3-color decks with the fast lands? Absolutely, I do. I think you could just play like 10, 12 fast lands for like a really low to the ground 3-color deck, and it's pretty easy and fine. Especially if you don't go up the curve too much higher. Like I think Mardu's a good color combo. Abzan, Jund. I mean, we have all the lands now, right? Yeah, Escape to the Wilds was great. Did you start building the Teamer version and play Escape to the Wilds in your new build? All right, Bolt on the Zulport. That's fine. We can tap this for mana, but it doesn't really do anything. If they target Stormseeker and attack Tyvar, I'll probably double block. If they attack with both, I'll just eat the Mystic. Little sister. Baby. Yo, PG Montana, thanks for the prime sub. Welcome to the Todd Squad. Appreciate you, fam. Little sister, won't you find another way? Oh, that's awesome, Pickle. All right, well, now that we have the voice token, they can't really attack ever again, so I think they're just dead. I might go EOT, sack, untap, bring it back, too. I think that's what I'm going to do. Bottom the lands. Eat this easily. Minus, if we hit Tyvar, or if we hit the priest, we'll get it, but otherwise we're just gonna get back another voice. We got a scrap heap in the graveyard now as well. All right, I'm gonna attack. We're gonna get aggressive here, I think. They have to block, I think. All right, well, what you got? Even something like Sky Sovereign is just like not close to enough. Mashiel, that's what we're trying out, man. I don't know yet. We're literally in the process of playing our first league. So far, so good, though. I'll be doing work on it on my Patreon, so if you want to join, I'll be posting updates there. If you're in the $10 club, I'm on Discord. I'll post every update to Discord immediately. Immediately. All right, well, if they want to make something big, that's fine. We can make a 7/7 voice blocker. I think I might sack Goat here. Yeah, it's particularly good in this build, though, because of the priest mana. We just have the priest mana. All right, we'll sack the voice to make another big thing, so they're in chump block mode. But I don't want to make them smaller than 7, so... All right, so 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we can't quite buy Giganta and play it. But we can swing with everything that's not elf. 3. They have to block here, here, here. Take 7. Okay, they're dead, right? Block here, here, here. Take 3, 6, 7. Good. All right, so let's get our maybe Fatal Pushes in. I don't like Sun Collector. I kind of like Knight of Autumn in case they have the Crowdmoor and the Canker Balloon. The Zooports and Vrans are like okay at buying life, but I think the voice tokens just let us dominate. Their removal might be exiling or non-existent, so Specialist might be bad. To do like these 5 for these 5, but I kind of want another push. But I don't want too many non-creatures coming in. Maybe we can trim a Tyvar. Tyvar was pretty good in that game, though, so it's hard. Like, they can pressure pretty easily, though, with that haste creature. I was a little lucky to be able to protect so easily. Oh, I guess we cut some extraction, too. All right, we'll bring in 2 more push. I do board out Zooport and Varan a lot, but that's because we're getting creature upgrades. Game 1, Zooport and Varan let you kind of just kill from random spots against a wide variety of people. But once you have the ability to have your creatures all be like interactive and enter the battlefield and destroy stuff and draw cards and whatnot, you don't really need too much more. Like, you don't really need to drain them out. It also, like, Zooport and stuff, just makes you more vulnerable to sweepers like Brotherhood's End or Anger of the Gods, and they don't really attack well on their own, but your opponents are just going to be constricting your options greatly with removal and sweepers and stuff. And when they do that, whenever there's more interaction, cards like Zulaport get a bit worse. Oh yeah, Shaboy, we did that in a if we actually had a really sick league the other day where we were playing Paradox Engine, and we had Gigantha, Paradox Engine, Tyvar, and we got to do some cool combo kills with it. I'll keep this. I'm gonna put back Canker Bloom. I don't know if I need disenchants now. Right now, I just need pieces for the priest. No elf, please. What's up, Digital? Doing pretty good, man. Hope you're doing well. The way I cover up, the way I feel. All right, Stormseeker is not going to be that great against our current setup. We'll go Priest Elf and hope that the Priest survives. We'll take another hit next turn, but then we'll hopefully get Priest active. If they play removal spell, it's unlikely the Stormseeker is going to get too much better. Or at least too much scarier. What's up, Bad? Yo, Tyvar is strong, man. The deck feels good. The splash seems great. This is also just like first draft of the Abzan build, so like a lot of stuff can still change pretty easily. Chariot, okay. It's not great, but I don't, this is just what Pioneer is, man. It's just nut draws for days. Elf into 3-drop into Chariot, like this is just such a sick draw. I just don't really know how many decks can keep up with it. It's one of the reasons why Stormseeker's in the deck. I actually think Stormseeker's pretty bad in the deck outside of the Chariot combo. Fatal Push, yeah. I guess we should just board in the 4th Fatal Push to kill Elf. If we went like Priest Push there, that would have been really good. Alright, well, let's sack the Elves and see if we can get anything going. We're already at 8 on our turn 3, man. It's just so silly. That was a good draw. Alright, so we'll go item... Blow up the Chariot. And then we'll shock. We'll play Woe Strider and Elf. No, bad. You kind of have to main phase it if you want to punish them for that. Yeah, but we have our own elves. It's just being on the draw against an elf, and you can. And if you're on the draw against an elf and don't kill it in Pioneer, you usually lose the game. That's the problem with the format. The elves and other powerful 1-drops just make for like some extremely polarizing gameplay. And the reason why Rakdos and black decks in general are so good is because you have not one but 2 pieces of interaction that cost 1 mana that can like really disrupt like a good draw from the opponent, and that's Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. And so I think the 4 best cards in the format are Llanowar Elf, Elvish Mystic, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. Everything else is dressed like window dressing or whatever. All right, we'll probably do some blocking here. Maybe some chump blocking. All right, so both tokens going to have 2 power. We'll block with these 2, just get them both. Everybody's a trade. Woe Strider from the graveyard just as good as from hand. Maybe I should have played Tyvar first, plus on the elf. Let's see, so we can Tyvar. Maybe it's just Woe Strider. We can play Woe Strider and Priest though. Go to 4. Then maybe next turn we do Tyvar plus Priest stuff. The big boy. Well, Sean, I don't know if you saw, but Doomwake actually 4-0'd a league a while back where it looked like the Gruel deck, but it was Golgari. And it played 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Push, 8 Elves. Looked okay. I played it in the league. It was kind of meh. You think Bone Crusher is better than Thoughtseize and Fatal Push? I don't think that Rakdos could possibly exist without Thoughtseize and Fatal Push. I don't think mid-range could keep up in a world like 2-mana removal is bad in the format. Like powered kill's fine, but it's only good as supplementary removal to Fatal Push. All right, well, we'll do a chump. All right. If they just attack with this, we'll just chump with the goat. Another Woe Strider. Keep it. Probably leave up in green-white. No, I know that it's good. Bone Crusher is certainly some of the better 2-mana removal, and it's a little bit impressive. But I don't think that black decks work without push and Thoughtseize. Like, every black deck plays either push or Thoughtseize or both. And they're all competitive against green because of it. I think green would be the best color if Fatal Push didn't exist. All right, so we can Tyvar, or if we draw something here, we can do something else. So we can Priest and then sack 2 Priests. This is free-ish. And then we can still Tyvar. I'm going to get back a Priest. That way we can block the token. So the Den of the Bugbear is a little scary, so we're going to hold back for 1 turn. Actually, do we attack? So if we attack face for 5, they're dead next turn. If they attack with Den, we eat the token, take 3. Attack for 5 again, and then Priest. Okay, so we're not dead to the Den. So attack for Woe Strider is good. Just chill. I think we have to constrict the clock. Especially with a chump blocker like Priest. We have another Woe Strider in the yard we can get back to. I think Bone Crusher is better than Thoughtseize and Fable. So, like, I've played this format inside and out for years. Bone Crusher is one of the best red cards. I do not think that it is close to Thoughtseize. I don't think, like, I've tried Duress or whatever. And, like, we were trying to build Rakdos for New School or whatever. And not having Fatal Push or Thoughtseize made the deck horrific. Just pretty bad. All right, so we're going to go attack with you. They're gonna lose 2 creature lands here. Are they just animating Lair? So we just activate targeting you, sack this. Awesome. 4-1. All right, let's talk about what worked and what didn't, and then we'll maybe make some changes. Okay, so first and foremost, the mana base actually felt pretty good. Maybe a little painful. Perhaps we should try maxing out on things like Concealed Courtyard. I didn't feel like our lands entering tapped had too much of an impact in the later turns of the game. Once we got to a certain point, any extra land was essentially a dead draw. Maybe that means we need something that can loot away extra lands, like a Rafine's Informant or something, but I don't think that that's worth. We just got to find more ways to use our mana. If you notice, I only ever bought Gigantha and played it one time in the 5 matches. I think that that is indicative of our deck functioning well and us having enough stuff to do with our mana. What that leads me to believe is that maybe we should be pressing our mana a little harder and trying out spells that are maybe a little harder to cast and a little more powerful. Like Skyclave Apparition, perhaps, is one that we could look into. One matchup we lost to, though, was Creativity, and that did win the Pro Tour, so it's important to note that. I think that it could be a bad matchup, and so you may want to change your sideboard accordingly. Maybe try to get some Thoughtseizes in there. We didn't really bring in the Fatal Pushes very often, and I'm not even 100% sure that we need them now that we have Voice Resurgence in the early drop slot. Knight of Autumn was great. But like, you know, it was just kind of generically mid like always, but the white splash for it felt nice. It's obviously bigger than Reclamation Sage in some spots, like a 4-power creature like we had it, but unfortunately it doesn't get around Anger of the Gods. We kind of want something else. If we were playing Jund instead of Gruel, something like Miglaws might be good. I think Miglaws, while it's aggressive, does have that disenchant effect, which is kind of cool. And is like a great hit off of Collector Company. So maybe in the future, if we play a Jund build, we can look into that. What I'm more so noticing than anything else, though, is that game 1, the Zulaport Cutthroat Varan plan is great. And after sideboard cutting it for interactive pieces has just been working. Our opponents are, you know, not able really to play defense against the Zulaports in game 1. And then after game 1, we do a juke where we're just all threat dense and can sweat through their spot removal. You know, all of our cards generate 2-for-1s. All their cards are trading 1-for-1. And Zulaports are no longer a threat. So the Scrap Heap Scroungers was something I was really interested in testing out because of the activated ability of Priest activating, making 2 black. We could use it to cast Scrounger or bring it back from the graveyard. It actually came up multiple times, and we may have ended up winning the game, one of the games we lost against Creativity, if I had not misclicked. So I do think Scrounger is good. I think 3 is probably a solid number. I'm not sold on Extraction Specialist yet. I kind of want another 1-drop or another 2-drop, and then maybe just board for Extraction Specialist against Rakdos. I think Rakdos could be a tougher matchup, but having things like Specialist seems great. Now, Voice of Resurgence, normally I think is going to be good against Rakdos, but Misery Shadow might change that. Misery Shadow is very annoying for our deck. And it's one of the reasons why that and Shieldred, I think, will be reasons enough to bring in Fatal Push against them. And I'm not really sure I'm supposed to go sideboard there, but we'll figure out when it comes there. But this is the initial build of Tyvar, Abzan, Sacrifice. Make sure to hit the follow button, and we'll see you next time.